What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's just go ahead and get into this, shall we? So today's topic is Comfortably Numb Guitar Solo 2. Okay, not the first one, the second one. All right, and we're going to break this down into like nice sizable chunks because there's a lot of nuance happening in this solo. It's not as easy as guitar tabs or whatever Ultimate Guitar seems to make it look like, or other YouTubers, really, to be honest. So that's going to require that you obtain this this application on your telephone or iPad, whatever you have, whatever you prefer. Is this one? Whoa, there it is. Wait, I'm trying to move my finger to point at it. Audio Stretch Lights. Okay, so we're gonna open it and give you that little thing. You don't need to upgrade it; just the light version is fine. I already have something loaded in here, but I'm gonna show you. So you got to do a screen capture. If you don't know how, you just pull it down and you do you hit the little circular button, and then go into YouTube, hit play on the guitar solo of Comfortably Numb. Okay, do a little screen capture. If you don't know how to do that, leave a comment down below. Maybe I'll make a video on that, but it's pretty straightforward, I think. And then once you've done that, you have to go up to this little plus button, see in the corner there, and then you're gonna hit that, and then it's gonna say video library. It says a bunch of options, load, blah 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 blah. Video library is what we want. Then you're gonna select the video that you just screen captured. In my case, it's this one. And then that's what it looks like. You hit choose here, and then it takes a second to load. And then once you do that, we're going to have all kinds of control over the audio. We're going to be able to scrub, which means like you can manually adjust like the play section. Keep current selection. That's what I'm going to hit. So you can do this kind of thing. You can slow it down. You can set loop parameters, which is what we're going to be using because we want to loop sections of this so that we can replay it a bunch of times in a row. Because some of these licks are kind of hard. They're like they're not as intuitive as they look on paper, or they sound like when you hear like covers of it. There's a lot of more nuance that David Gilmour adds to it. So we're gonna start off. So I just set a loop point A by hitting this button right here, and then I'm gonna hit play. Okay, that right there that's a tricky one right out of the gate. We got a little tricky lick there, so we're gonna have to practice that a bunch. So it's basically something like you have to do an artificial harmonic here, or sorry, pinch harmonic here on the 7th fret. So, and he uses his neck pickup. Apparently, that's what I heard. I've been using my bridge pickup because it's easier to get that harmonic. But yeah, on a Strat, it's right around like that middle pickup. So if you're playing it on on a Les Paul or something else, you're gonna have to search around for it. It's that one because there's different ones. There's one here. First I thought it was this one, but it's not. It's actually this one. Okay, so that's the first hurdle right there. That very first note. Thanks, Dave. I'm just kidding. Dave's awesome. And then you're gonna bend this note, so you go. And then you want to try to bend it real accurately and hold it. And then right at the end of it, you're going to apply some vibrato. Okay, and then while it's still bent, you're going to pick it again. Release. Pull. Pick that note. So. And this note, so it goes release, pull, play this note on the 4th string, the 7th fret, and then this is where everyone gets it wrong. This is actually on the downbeat. Okay, so people usually put this note on the downbeat, but it's not. It's actually so how to practice that is we're gonna use our handy app right here, and then we're gonna So I'm gonna set it right on the downbeat where that starts. Okay, so we can press A there, and then okay, and then you should be able to just loop that. So that's, you want to loop, set your loop so that it kind of makes sense rhythmically. See, what I just did there is like doesn't make any sense. So I want to set it right there on this beat right here. Okay, boom, there we go. Okay, so we're practicing targeting that 9 to land right on the downbeat, and then the next two notes after that, so you're gonna hold this one vibrato a little bit, and then it goes 7 on the 3rd string, 9 on the 4th string, and then 7 on the 3rd string. But these two are off the beat, and then so is this one. So it's like, so you could count it 1, 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 1 and 2. Sorry, that probably made no sense. It's sort of hard to count. Let's see. So just so don't worry about counting it. I'm gonna say that. Just listen to it like this. Oh. Another nice thing about this app is you can slow it down. So if that's not making sense, you can go to like 80%. Oh, I forgot to mention, you want to do a little quarter bend on that last 7. Like that. So I like to bend down. It's just like kind of like comfortable. When you bend, you want to sort of hinge your finger like that. You don't want to like use your finger like that. Okay, so once you get that into your muscle memory, just practice that a bunch of times over and over again. And then once you get that, then you're actually going to go backwards. Okay, so this is the backwards method of learning stuff. So I'm going to just arbitrarily set it there for now. Okay, so I'm gonna try to hit that second bent note, and then go from that to that really fast, kind of fast lick, that like. So I have to do all of that before the downbeat. So everybody that I've heard plays it more like that, but it doesn't go that way. Okay, so here we go. I was a little early there. There we go. Okay, so you can do this yourself. You can set the loops yourself. I'm not going to do it a bunch of times in a row, as many times as you should be doing it. But because I want to work through this. So now we're going to go back to the very beginning and try to play that whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to hit loop there. I'm going to go again. Oh, I may have said it a little bit too soon. We want enough time that we can like hear where we're supposed to come in. Okay, so I'll set it there. Okay, so just keep doing that a bunch of times, and then try to speed it up, try to go up to 90. Okay, and then try to go up to 100. Let's go to 100 watts. All right. Yo, that's how to do it. All right. So let's move on, shall we? We're going on to the next lick. So, just screw up through here. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of this B. I'm gonna get rid of the loop for now. And then I'm gonna add, actually I'm gonna start a loop right here, and then I'm gonna listen to it. Okay, that's a good chunk. So I really suggest working through this in chunks and then connecting the chunks. That's a really good way to learn versus trying to do too much at once, because then you're just gonna, you might get all the right notes, but the phrasing and everything, the feel is not gonna be quite accurate. I mean, if you want, you could always just interpret it your own way. That's cool too. You know, that's, I mean, that ultimately that's what you end up doing anyway. But who was it? I think it was Tommy Emmanuel was quoting Chet Atkins. He said, "You learn the way it's composed, how the composer wanted it, and then you change it up yourself, mate." Something like that. Something like that. I don't know. He was hosing when he did that, so check it out. Let's go. Okay. All right, so that one starts right on a beat, so that's a little bit easier because you don't have to like be like, "Oh, am I starting in the right place?" Oh, well. It's like, whoops. It's kind of reminiscent of Hotel California. So it's slide up to 11 with your middle finger, and then back and forth. Okay, and then you're gonna bend here 1.5 steps. Whoa. Should sound like this note here, or this one. Okay, and then you release the bend, you pull off to this note, that's the 10th fret on the second string, and then you play the 10th fret here, and you give it a little quarter bend. Like that, okay, so, oh gosh, see, that was out of tune, obviously. Whoop, whoop, and it's really fast, too. It's not, because that sounds really out of tune, but it's just like a little inflection. Okay, so here we go. Let's practice that. I'm going to slow it down. 85. So I'm coming in kind of late. You can always, I mean, I don't know if you can tell. Right there. Some of you can. I know that. That's where you come in. So you can also use this. You can look at the waveform to give yourself a visual cue. It kind of helps at first. Ultimately, you want to be depending on your ear, but the visual cue is nice. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm looking at that. Because I'm coming in kind of a weird spot. I probably could give myself a little bit more space on the loop. Let's do that. All right, let's do that. There we go. There we go. That's better. There we go. Whoops. kind of cut the note off there. So anyway, that's the point. This one's a lot easier than the first one. All right. And then if you want to at this point, you can go back to the very beginning and try to connect those two. Or we can move on. It just really depends on the difficulty of the lick. In this case, I'm just going to go on. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to start my next loop here. Practice the next lick. Let's go. That's pretty easy, so I don't think we need to practice that too much. Bum, 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 it's pretty easy. Okay, yeah, we don't need to really practice that one too much. And I probably should start it sooner, actually, so I know when to come in. There we go. Now I can tell. Okay, and then going on, we're going to unclick the loop thing so it continues to go on. Okay, that part's pretty easy. So it goes 7 on the third string, 9, bend, bend, release bend, pull off, and then hit this one. Okay, and then it's gonna go up to the 10th fret here. Then you're gonna pull, 9, 7, pull off, and then quarter bend, and then 9. Vibrato. Ooh yeah, baby. All right, it's gonna be something like this. Okay, so with the thing. Okay, that's the lick. So you slide up to 9. Play the 7 on the 4th string. Play 7 again. Play the 9 and then the 7. And then you hold that note for a little bit. And you do go 9, 7, 9. Kind of quick. That's a pull off. And then vibrato. You kind of pause on the 7 for a little bit. All right, going on to the next part. I'm gonna switch tabs. I like this tab more. All right, so this next part is gonna go like this. You're gonna go not like that. Every time I try to do the okay, so it's one of those like I like to use my hand here in order to get those like those sounds. I know a lot of people use their palm over here. If you want to do that, that's fine. However you do it. For some reason, I think I've always kind of used my hand to achieve that over here with my left hand. I don't really know, to be honest. Like, I just kind of do it, and then I was like trying to teach it, and then it's like, what do? I don't know. Let's see. How am I doing it? I don't really know. Okay, so that's how it goes. So it's a half bend. And you're gonna sorry, I should be calling out frets. Okay, 7, 9, half bend up to 10. Okay, and then a release and then a pull to 7. And then 10, 7, 10. And then a full bend on 10 with a vibrato. By the way, I recommend getting tabs for this too and following along with me. It'll be way easier. So you can either get the Ultimate Guitar version or you can get the Guitar Pro version. I kind of like the Guitar Pro version. They both have their slight inaccuracies, which I'm gonna address. So, but yeah. All right. So again, so it's okay. That's that lick, and then we practice that right here. Whoa, gosh! That. Sorry, everyone. There we go. Vibrato. Okay, and then going right on. And then I think this is a good, we'll do one more lick and then I'll wrap up this video because it's going to be kind of long. And plus You really should be working through this like kind of a little chunk at a time, in my opinion. I think that's the best way to learn this. Okay, but here's my take on this next lick. It goes like this. So 10 to 7, pull off. And then 9, you're going to bend, full bend. And then you're going to, well, that's with the up pick. And then you're going to down pick it while it's bent. Okay, this is what you're not going to find in the tabs. The tabs, all the tabs that I see are a little different. All the resources that I found are a little different. But if you slow down this and you really listen to it, I think this is what he's doing, okay? In my humble opinion. So it's a 10, again, 10 pulling off, and then bend with an up pick, and then pick that note again while it's fully bent, and then hit and then do a rake, 7, 7. So you're barring here on the 7th fret while you're bending. That that classic like blues lick, right? So, but this, the way he's doing it is he's hitting it first with the up, and then he rakes through all 3. Oh, it's just so satisfying when the pick just like does that. It sounds so cool. Just some things on guitar, it's like they just feel good. They just sound away, and you can make the same sound with different ways, but they don't feel the same. So this just like feels right. So these are triplets, by the way. You can count like triplet, 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 triplet. Okay, so that was, again, follow, get some tabs, follow along. One thing that might be tricky is there's that little bend in there. It goes, some tabs interpret that as a, so I don't know, that's not what that's originally how I was playing it, but I think it's actually a bend first and then a release, one of those guys, versus a, okay, subtle difference, but there it is. Yeah, it's also easier to do quicker because we need these kind of faster triplets. So first of all, if you're having trouble adding that, just play it without the bend. Just try to get those triplets sounding nice. From there, it would be. Okay, so I'm just starting on the second little grouping of triplets there. So the 9, pulling off to 7, going to a 9, 9, 7, 9, 7, pull off, 9, pull off, 7, 5, 7, 5. Okay, so all together. Oops, I did a pull off there. You can do a pull off. I'm going to do a pull off. And then, once you can do that, then go ahead and add that back in. Whoops. Okay, and then go back before, so we're kind of working backwards again. So then add the triplet that comes before that, 10, 7, 9. Okay, don't die. Okay, and then, whoops, no, sorry. Okay, and then we're gonna add the triplet that comes before that. So the bend. All right, again, bend, rake. Oh, make sure you're in tune there. Again. Okay, and then add the triplet that comes even before that, the one in the previous bar. like that. Okay, and then set this, make sure right here. Okay, and then I have this on 90. I'm gonna go 80%. Okay, here we go. Ready? Okay, and that might even be a little bit fast. So, 65. Go as slow as you need to. Ah! Come on, Robbie. Come on, Robbie. I'm gonna set this a little bit further out. There we go. So sometimes that's the problem. You set the beginning loop bar too close to the lick, and you can't tell where you're supposed to come in. So that should do. Let's listen to Dave. All right. Yo, what's up? What's up, YouTube? Okay, so that's where we're gonna leave it for today. So just keep practicing those licks, speed them up when you're ready, and then put them all together. And then, but remember to slow it down. That last one was 0.65. So you can, if you can do the whole solo up to that point at 0.65, let's go. That's starting place. And then, pump it up to 7.7, 0.75, 0.8. You see where I'm going with this. You see where I'm going. We're just trying to get up to 1.00. That's it. Go learn Comfortably Numb Solo 2. Yo, go.